What up, everybody? BMitch from here with BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. Doc Walker's on location. He'll be joining us. Well, Doc is on right now.
I'm with you right now,
I'm
dog.
in studio. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, it's all good, man. That was a long play, and I love it. I keep waiting to hear
Well,
JP's voice come in when
just
he
let me
starts
break it
singing
down
off
for you.
key.
We got two dudes who's sitting in this studio over here. They can see me reading. Nobody
Yeah.
says anything. Open your damn mouth. Sometimes, we start a little bit after. I'm just sitting here waiting for somebody to say something. Then they go, hey, the show started. You could have said that earlier.
All right, to be honest, we thought you was just letting the song rock until we looked up and seen that you ain't had no headphones on. Then
Well,
we was
maybe,
like,
just maybe, part of your job is to lead the show.
it's okay, bro.
Just tell me when the hell it's starting. I'll start.
Keep JP spirits alive.
Hey, I ain't keeping on JP
I was
Spears
waiting
alive, but
on
I'm just
JP's
saying.
voice to start singing.
Come on now. Let's break it down. But anyway, Doc, yesterday, Juneteenth, we were off, but we lost a great one yesterday. Willie Mays, 93 years old. And, I knew he was a great player and things like that. But I decided to go read up on some stuff right here. and I was just looking, and that's what I was so tied up into, trying to get some information on him. But guy played 24 total years. You know how many times he made the All-Star game?
24.
24 times. He was drafted right out of high school. He had played for the Birmingham Barons at first in the Negro League. But then when he drafted out of high school at 1950, 51, he gets drafted to the Major League. Immediately comes in his 20 home runs, Rookie of the Year. We could sit up here and talk about all these people that people want to make the greatest, but I don't know how many people had better feet than that.
You're not going to every time I think about this, I think that you would be laughing, and I go, we're talking about black and white.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about as much fun as you make of me. I'm going, now I'm a toddler. My old man, his crew, they're all Giant fans. It's in that era.
Yeah.
It's kind of like me and my kids, like, my oldest is a Celtic fanatic because I'm with purple and gold, and so I was Dodgers because that was my rivalry with him. And all my uncles, everybody, they're all Giants.
Huh?
And sitting around, they slapping bones, they eating pig feet. I mean, they're doing all these things, and it's all about them listening
you
to the
taking it
radio.
back to the country right there, Doc.
Dude, I'm telling you what they're doing. And it brought back so many good memories about what they're doing. They're slapping bones, playing cards, and barbecuing, and that's all about baseball because it was really the number one sport.
Yeah.
In the era in our community, it was everything. So, and this guy was so dynamic. He was like, for our era, Michael Jordan-esque. This dude was all
over the shoulder catch.
Oh man.
It's gonna last forever, dog.
Yeah, man. It was like when you grow up. I always like to say, who were you in the backyard? When you were in the backyard, these kids now, their backyard is a Game Boy device in their hand.
Well, they don't even go outside in the backyard. They just sit in the house all day.
John Unitas, Dick Butkus, Willie Mays, Juan Marshall, all these guys, man, that was your childhood. And this dude here, the GOAT.
100% that, and we lost Willie Mays yesterday, born in Alabama, played 24 years in the major leagues and was on the All-Star team. So as you go down the thing, you look at his batting average in his whole career, .301, all right? 300, he bat.
At the end.
3,293 hits. Yeah. 660 home runs, 1,909 RBIs, 339 stolen bases. I mean, the dude did everything. It wasn't about a World Series champion, MVP, Rookie of the Year. If it could have been done, Willie Mays did it. And, it's like when and this is what I say all this because there's a lot of young people who are listening to us right now. It's the first damn time they heard the name Willie Mays. And like today we get into these arguments about who is the best, this, that, and the other. And a lot of times people don't even know who the guy was. And I'm not talking about Willie Mays' day. He played, 51 to 73. People don't know way back to 2010, 1999, because people don't look beyond what they just know. And sometimes I think it's okay to just take the walk down memory lane and figure out why somebody playing the day that you may look up to became who they were, because they were looking up to something. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you were anywhere close to a baseball field, you hadn't heard about him, then it was a disgrace and also a disservice by your parents to you.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's that type of thing where you have greatness, and we don't know because we believe that only things happen in the world just happen around us. And it's so despicable because in this day and age, people can know whatever the hell they want to know because everything is at a fingertip for them.
Google.
And they still don't know that. That's why when you look at kids today that have issues because, I don't know, I didn't know. That amazes me because we had encyclopedias. You had to go get one. You have to read it to find out some information. They got fingertips and still can't figure it out. So that's weird to me. But anyway, I'm going to get you all ready for the show today. Today we'll be joined at 10:30 by John Keim. He's going to join us at 10. We're going to find out from John. The Commanders just set a settlement with the state of Virginia. Yaris finally got this deal done. It just shows you how the previous ownership worked and how this ownership worked to get things taken care of. We're going to give away Kevin Hart's ticket at 10:45. Steve Wino talked to us about hockey. Game 6 is tomorrow. We did not think it would be having a Game 6, but the Edmonton Oilers came back and decided, we're going to play some hockey, and we're going to make this thing happen. And I say if they get to a Game 7, the Panthers might be in for a rude awakening. Also, we have 12 o'clock. We're going to Bleep You Thursday. I'm sure someone messed you over, made you upset or whatever. And I think at this moment, you get a chance to call in at 12 o'clock and we'll open it wide for you so you can tell us exactly what you think. Jeff's so damn stupid. That's what I mean. Today, people rather just crack jokes all the time than know what you got to know. But anyway, now,
yes, sir.
When you were, and I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just being real. This is real stuff because, listen, man, 73, when he stopped playing, I was 5 years old. I want to know, did you sit and watch games, of Willie Mays with your dad? Because you always talked about you and your dad.
Man,
that was listen to it on the radio.
School. Well, listen, Emerson Emerson radio, but I did watch Black TV, and we did have color at the time, but I did a lot of black and white. I'm senior in high school. Yeah, so I saw him. It was real. And he's beating my team. It was the rivalry game. It was Dallas, Washington for me. It was, and they had Juan Marshall, Willie McCovey, Jim Ray Hart. I mean, it was a squad.
The dude hit 4 home runs in one game.
Yeah.
So after the first one, I think you pitched to him again. After the second one, why the third and fourth? Shouldn't you not throw the ball to him anymore?
Well, that lineup.
I'm saying, you hit 2 home runs off of me. You're not getting the third. I might walk you. I might hit you in the side with the ball or something, but I'm not letting you hit another.
I'm throwing some shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw something at you. Yeah. But I keep looking at all these things. The San Francisco Giants and the New York Mets both retired his number.
Yeah.
Normally you get it retired by one team, not a second team. And it's just talk about he's on the Wall of Fame for the Giants as well. Where if they retire your number, you're damn sure on the Wall of Fame. All-century team. Baseball all-time team. And when you go through all that type of stuff, you want to, hell, if you could pull up some games that he played in, I would love to see it. I want to see 4 home runs and just see which pitcher was that stupid to throw the ball to the guy that many times.
But his speed, you'd have loved him because he's really a running back playing baseball with power.
Mm-hmm.
So he had everything. He is the ultimate baseball player, ultimate athlete, explosion. And if their lineup is almost like looking at the Dodger lineup right now before Mookie got hurt, it was murderer's row. You can't pitch around them. They were loaded.
The question I would ask, though,
on demand.
Do you want to risk throwing a home run to him or somebody else getting a base hit?
I think Jim Ray Hart, Willie McCovey. I mean, you were going to pick your poison.
Were they all hitting home runs like Willie Mays?
Yes, yeah. It was. I mean, nobody. They were in the same circle. They were vicious.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All of a sudden, I had a hot flash come over me. How hot is that thing saying, man?
We just turned the air down. It was 80.
How many miles did you run this morning?
No, I didn't do no rides this morning, but I mean, the door is open, but still, it feels like I'm in hell right now. It doesn't feel like I'm in Arizona, so I feel like I'm in hell.
That is a hot box,
and we gotta change a little sooner, bro. That's getting to be a little ridiculous.
So we found out what the problem. We found out what the problem is.
What's the real problem?
Problem is, whoever is in here during overtime, they leave the AC on all night. So when Drab and them get in here, it's freezing. I found out firsthand yesterday.
Okay, so the question I would ask you, we know who's on overtime, right? They have to correct it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know who's on overtime. I don't look at the schedule. I just know.
Okay, well, let's look at the schedule and find out. And
10 to 2, Monday through Friday.
If nobody else want to do it, I will say it over the airway that stop messing with the damn thermostat. Because we got, so what you do, you're messing up multiple damn shows because you want to be so damn cold. Wear a damn what you call it? A tank top and some damn Liberty shorts if you want to keep yourself cool, but don't make it so damn cold in here.
BMitch getting bleep you started early.
No, but I'm just saying, it's ridiculous, man. Every day I come in here, we got to sit up here like we in a damn sweatbox. Doesn't make no damn sense. But ultimately, let's get back to what we were talking about. The great Willie Mays. Give me one last story, Doc, that you have of Willie Mays, and we'll move on to some football stuff.
I just think him being that ambassador and a guy being sought after, just without the mediums that we have now, with all the multimedia devices and ways to get after somebody, and being that accessible, and being just like you going public. Imagine being you for 30 more years. I mean, that's the schedule this dude kept.
Yeah.
And met those demands. I mean, charity work. Just being himself. It had to be tiring, but he never appeared that way. Always had that smile, but yet was a tough dude. This dude was tough, man. You loved him because he was tough and also understood the torch he was carrying. And with all that error those athletes had to deal with the stupidity of this country that made them feel like second-class citizens, couldn't stay with their teams, had to live and sleep in morgues and do all the ridiculous things that they had to do. And he had to fight for the country. And with 2 years of his prime, he was defending the red, white, and blue.
Yeah. Hey, so I say great life lived. And want to send our condolences to the Mays family and just say RIP. You know, we say that so much, but you know what? Somebody that did so much for us as far as entertaining us, also leading the way. We talk a lot about a lot of people talk about trying to make things better for a certain class. That man did it. You know what I'm saying? He absolutely went out there, stood on the front lines and tried to make life better for a lot of people that came behind him. Well, I think also when we talk about making life better, when they start talking about this 18-game season thing, and I think it'll make life better for the owners. It'll make life better for some coaches. It make life better for Roger Goodell. Make life better for fans. But the people that it may not make life better for are the team, are the players. And I'm gonna just read this little thing about Ryan Kelly, what he said. He said, I think it's up to every player to decide. All right. He said, if they said you guys get 70% of the revenue and we'll take 30% as owners, he said a lot of guys will sign up for that. When you look at it right now, it's 52% to 48% in favor of the owners. So he thinks everybody got a line to draw in the sand, and he said, we'll see where it goes. I know Goodell is happy. I know all fans are happy, but this is the question I would ask to you, fans and also Goodell. If you all say you care about the health of the players, why is everybody so gung-ho to go out there and make them play one more game harder? Because that's going to be more players getting hurt. I would say if you all are so happy about players playing another game, how about you get full force behind the league taking care of the former players that went through it? There are a lot of people I see on a regular basis, okay, a lot of people I see on a regular basis who need some extra help. And you know what the NFL do? They make them have to jump through rings of fire to get their damn money that is sitting there for them that was put away for them. So when they start taking care of the former players that have built this league, then I would be gung-ho about playing another 18 games, playing another game as well. But until they start doing that, I don't see how anybody can be so happy about putting players in harm's way once again. You know, that's where my mind goes. I got a text this weekend. A guy had to say he had an emergency call to go field for, I'm just saying the guy, I can say name, the Dancing Bear, okay? Dealing with dementia and all that stuff now. You know I'm talking about, played with the Commanders, the Redskins back in the day. So when you start seeing so many people, and I have befriended a lot of people, black, white, young, old, who played this game, and they are in a dire situation. And the NFL, all they do is try to drag them along till they die, and then they'll, oh, well, we don't have to pay anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's the most asinine thing in the world. So when you fans get behind them taking care of theirs, the ones that gave you all this damn love, then I would be a player sitting on the airways every day saying, yeah, we should go for 18 games. But if they can't get that done and get that right, then I think it's the dumbest thing in the world. Point blank. I may be by myself, but you know what? I don't have a problem with that.
But you also know it's going to happen. And it's up to the players.
But players have to understand this. This is the problem with players that are playing today. They look at the former player as if, man, I ain't one of them. That is going to be your future. Fool.
Not yet.
Your future is going to be a former player. So you may, instead of trying to just take care of you in about 10, 15 years. Okay? Those life insurance things that you're getting more than 1 year, that's because of people like me and people like Doc, who they fought for and they struck for and they striked for. Okay? So if the players think like they need to start thinking like that, and not just thinking about what I'm going to get today. Think about what I'm going to get in 15, 20 years when I'm gone from this thing. Make the people that are paying you the money right now and want you to put your body on the line again, make them promise to take care of you.
They don't know about those strikes and how scary it was to be out of it and not know if you're going to get back in it. We flew out to LA playing in those games for $500. And that's where the quarterbacks come in. All the guys signing these $100 million deals, they need to get their behinds together as a unit and lead these current players because they have the biggest voice. Let's find out what they do with it.
All right, well, we're going to take a break here. We get back, we'll be joined by John Keim, ESPN, and John's going to talk to us. We're going to talk to him about anything when it comes to the Commanders. But hey, it's Brian Mitchell here. I love sports. I love them so much, I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down, we get fewer games. And the sports aren't sportsing like I want them to. But FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone, every day, all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com/Brian, BRIN, and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 106.7 The Fan. You have to be 21 years old and present in Virginia. Opt-in required. Wage requirements apply. Bonus awarded as a non-withdrawable bonus bet or profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including bonus expiration. See terms and conditions at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome back. BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. Rolling with my guy Doc Walker today. The BMitch and Finlay Show is brought to you by Rude HVAC Equipment. Head over to rude.com to find your contractor near you and available tax credits and rebates. That's RUUD. And remember, if it ain't rude, it ain't right. Well, let's go to the BetQL guest line right now. Sports betting has come to Maryland. Don't place that first bet without checking with BetQL. BetQL analyzes every game to find you the most profitable betting opportunities. Get 3 free days of BetQL access by downloading the BetQL app or visiting BetQL.com. Let's go to our friend John Keim, who covers the Commanders for ESPN. Also, he has his own podcast, the John Keim Report. He called me one time to be on. He didn't call me back. I guess I didn't do that well. But joining us now is John.
Oh, you got on?
What's
Wow,
up, Keim? How
huge.
you doing, brother?
What up, fellas? Hey, you guys can come on anytime you want.
I'm messing with you, dog. You know, I just came here today and walked into a sauna, and I got a little irritated today, so I just been messing with everybody.
Oh,
But-
I just finished cutting the lawn, so I'm with you.
Oh man. But hey, John, they finally got a settlement with the state of Virginia, $1.3 million settlement. This basically just tells us that the Harris groups are all about trying to make things get fixed and move forward, and Dan Snyder just didn't give a damn about much. That's what it means?
Pretty much. I mean, I think like this group certainly wants to get through the past era as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And so whether it's through the cooperation with the Attorney General's office, et cetera, I think they just all want it put behind them so they can continue moving forward as they, so yeah, I mean, listen, when that stuff dropped the other day, you kind of have this as a reporter, like, Jiminy Christmas again. Like, just because like we're used to those news drops for a couple of years, like every week it felt like, but at least this was a resolution and you can say, okay, this part is over.
Yeah, I think people have to understand when you purchase something, you don't only just get the asset, you get liabilities as well. And this is a liability that came along with the purchase of this football team. And you look
at
the overall value of
built in the price too. Yeah.
Yeah, you look at the overall value, then you look at this little $1.3 million thing hanging over your head. It's very minute compared to the scope of the big thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes. And I think when you buy the team, and part of, obviously we knew that the Snyders wanted to get more money out of this, but part of the reason why you're not, it's kind of like buying a house where you're like, listen, man, we know this house could be a really good house, but we got to fix the roof. We got to do this, got to do that. So it's built in the cost of the house, right? Like the stuff that you need to do to it to fix it up. And so, yeah, I mean, billionaires don't just kind of give away money without striking a good deal, reflecting what they may have to eventually put up with.
Exactly.
So what's next? I mean, there's a storage locker. Is there another one somewhere behind another door? Because this dude's a sneaky. Do you anticipate that there's another layer of garbage?
No, not. I mean, listen, I think with the previous owner, there's always stuff that's probably, there's still, is it David Freeman? Is it or Jason had his lawsuit?
Yeah.
I don't know where that's at. I've been focused, fortunately, on free agency, draft, spring practices. So, and so it's, I think the next thing, to be honest, is just getting the stadium done.
Yeah.
That stuff. So I think, I think we've inched past the nonsense of the past.
Yeah, I think we have. But the stadium is one thing, but it was a story popped up, I think it was on Tuesday. They were talking about how they basically have filed some papers to make sure that they could keep the same, I guess, value if they decide to have data centers. Can you explain that a little better? Because, every fan I've talked to since then, they are, oh man, they're leaving Loudoun County.
No, this is just this is a preemptive measure to hold the value of the land. So, but I will say, like, they're going to leave that place eventually.
I understand, but it's not like it's going to happen tomorrow.
No, and they may end up staying in Loudoun County. So, I don't think that. I don't believe that I don't think they're going to leave Virginia with the practice as far as the practice facility. Now, and there's certainly a chance that they stay in Loudoun. or certainly right by there. But yeah, they're not leaving. It's not an immediate sale or anything like that. It's just protecting the value of the land.
I talked to a friend of mine who they are in the business of the data centers, and believe me, they'll make way more money making it to a data center or two than they're gonna make being a damn practice facility.
Oh yes, and
that's a guarantee.
Yes, 1,000,000%. And back a couple, like when this was like, I don't know, a year or two ago, you'd hear numbers like, they could get $355 million for that land or whatever, and then you can go buy the land and build a facility and still come out maybe ahead in the end. Mm-hmm. So yes, that land is worth a ton to a data center, and I'm not smart enough to know all the reasons. I think it has to do with burying cables underground and the kind of land, whatever. I'm not smart enough to know that. I know they practice on that land right now. That's what I know.
I can tell you this, John.
I know it's very, very, very valuable.
Well, it's very valuable because everything has already been laid. There. All the stuff is already laid. They have like 95+% of the data that goes into the United States comes through that area.
And there's a ton of them over there. So it makes sense for it to be built over there. Another one to be built over there. So yeah, there's again a ton of value, and there's not a whole lot they can do to that facility to want to stay there either.
Yeah,
like we've been out there, and I just had someone email me asking about like the construction going on over there. It's like, well, right now a lot of it's just about that one turf field that was turfed since 1992.
Yeah.
But you can't, there's only so much you can do to that place. It's, at some point you're just like, we've done it all, got to move, because you're not adding to the size of it, which is a big hindrance.
It is basically like getting a car where you're constantly putting money into it and the value of the car isn't going up.
Yeah.
So you just go get a damn new car. So basically, that's what they're doing. They're just putting money into it, because Dan didn't put no money into it, to be honest.
Right.
So now you better get a new one.
Right. We had when we had our first house, shout out Pleasant Valley and Chantilly. When we had our first house, it was a starter home. We had 3 kids, but it's 3 bedrooms, but they're small. And so you put, we like the house, like the area. Should you add on, or then, you put the two older ones in the same room. They start fighting because it's such a tiny room. It's like, love it. Got to go. We did all we could here to improve it. Time to go. That's the same thing here.
When I went to the store in Texas, and you go into their indoor facility, they have multiple advertisements and people marketing through their stuff. So Jerry Jones is making money from his scoreboard in his practice facility. They play high school games there. So that is what they can do. If they move somewhere else, they can build something that, hell, if you could build an indoor facility that can house high school football games, we have damn good high school games around here. They can make them tons of money at their facility. They ain't making none at that place right now.
No, I mean, I look forward when they build the Doc Walker indoor facility in Ashburn or somewhere else in Loudoun County where they can do all that stuff. And
Doc got that amount of money, man.
Well, in the meantime, they need to build something that can help them win games. How about we take a time out and say,
correct.
How about fix it up to make your current team better?
I think they're working on that.
Yeah, no, they are. That's what I'm saying. Let's do that.
Yeah, no.
But I'm saying you have multiple people that have to think about things. You have one aspect of your business, they're handling the football people. The other aspect got to make you some more money. And that is the way they can make some more money.
It is. And, you're right, though, like sponsorships. But it's also like you look at the Ravens facility when we were up there last year for those 2 days, the joint practices, and how much different it is. But it's also, but there, Doc, this, and BMitch, you guys know this, you guys won Super Bowls in a tiny little place in Herndon. So it does come down to the construction on the field versus anything else. And the other stuff is great for NFLPA surveys, but do you have the quarterback? Do you have the offensive line? If you built the defense the right way, if you don't do that, the other stuff is great. You're living in a nice house, but you're cash poor. So, but yes, I mean, I think they've made it clear that the things they want to do initially are improve the product on the field, improve the stadium as much as you can, because you're going to have to stay there for another 7 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. This is a thought, just saying that out loud. It's just like every time you think like, oh, they're close to getting new stadium, there's like still 7 more years, man. But just, just those improvements, like those are things, some of that's immediate. The stadium stuff is an immediate, you want some immediate payoff where it's like, it's at least a improved experience, right? The on-field stuff, like you've got to get that right, because if you don't get that right, the other stuff is just, we know where it's going to go. It's not going to go where they want. And so if you don't get that right, then I don't think fans care about the other stuff much at all.
All right, John, before we let you go, one last thing, one football thing that you left minicamp feeling good about.
I think the overall future, right? And I think you have to separate, because we don't know what they're going to look like this year. Like, there's still so many questions right now. We don't know how that line is going to come together. Even if they had drafted 2 linemen in the first round, we still wouldn't know how it's going to look together. I mean, it takes chemistry, cohesion, time together. So, like, there's questions about the immediate future for the organization. But what you see, I think, like, the way they're building this, I think it's as much with an eye toward the long term as anything. And with the rookie class they brought in, starting with the quarterback, and I think, again, don't know where he's going to go eventually, but I think you have to feel good about the behind the scenes stuff that you hear about him. That doesn't guarantee success, but I don't think as a quarterback you can have success if you're not doing those things. And I think it's important to clarify, because Doc, I know you said this, and both you guys, like, you guys played, this, like the spring stuff, like, you can be fooled by all this stuff. So you have to put these in 2 separate baskets, right? Immediate future, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know that, we still don't know. We don't know about the corners. So there's a lot of questions to say, like, are they going to be any good this year? Who knows? But I think the approach they're taking to building long term feels like the right one. And as someone who's been covered all the other approaches, they didn't feel like this, right? Because you knew ultimately there were people at the top that would serve as obstacles to the long-term success.
There you go.
I think, like, yeah. So I think there you go.
All right, John, but man, we appreciate you giving us some time, brother.
Hey, I enjoy having you guys back on together, man.
Hey, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
We just saying it, BMitch. You made it feel.
You got
John,
father time and future father time. We'll come join. You can
over a year
call it
since
the
I've
father
been on
time
the
show.
Yeah, that's right. Time
I'll
over time.
get you guys on soon, man.
All right, brother.
Problem. All right, Buckeye.
I'm waiting for Sleeps Week, man.
All right, got you.
Yeah,
got
good
you.
deal.
I appreciate you, man. All right, that's John Keim joining us on the EMG on the BetQL guest line. You can follow John on X at John_Keim. But the Orson Automotive Group in Virginia has been serving area car buyers for over 100 years. With that kind of track record, they got to be doing something right. They're conveniently located all across Northern Virginia, and Orson dealerships offer you many of America's favorite and best-selling brands, like Toyota, with 2 locations in Chantilly and Fairfax. Plus, they offer Kia, Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram trucks, Chevy, Buick, and GMC. Basically, they offer you anything that you want. In addition to the unmatched selection, Orson offers incredible deals and financing rates. And let's not forget about Orsman's tremendous selection of quality certified used vehicles to choose from. Maybe best of all, every vehicle is sold and backed by the Orsman Lifetime Edge, with up to $1,500 in extras, including the complimentary car wash with every scheduled maintenance and loaner cars with every major maintenance. And they offer that lifetime engine guarantee. And there's more good news. If you have a car to sell, just reach out to Orsman and they'll pay you 125% of the Kelley Blue Book value. When I bought my car, they paid me way more than anybody else was trying to offer for it when I traded in my other one, regardless of its make, model, or year. It's simple at Orson. They like to keep their customers happy, just like they've done for me and JP. So take it from us, 2 beyond satisfied Orson customers, and let's ride together. Angle. All right, caller number 10 right now. Call 1-800-636-1067, and you can get 2 tickets this Sunday, September 15th at DAR Constitution Hall for the Kevin Hart Acting My Age Tour. Tickets are on sale right now. For tickets or more event information, visit thefandc.com/events, courtesy of Live Nation. That's 800-636-1067. And I want everybody to see, this is my partner for the day. This is Mr. Doc Walker when he had a full head of hair, looking like he was a Commodore. Don't you like the Commodore Brick House? All that hair, bush, and all that type of stuff. But Doc, I was told to do this by your cousin, Jeff Walker. So you got to get him when you get back in the studio.
No, get him for what?
Because
I'm sure you got one too.
I don't have one like this.
Oh, you got a picture.
There is not a picture you can find ever with my hair that high. Now, it was a little higher, but than what I wear now.
You never had a fro.
I never had a fro that much. I had like a little fro. I had kind of like a Don. I had a Don Cornelius when you would cut it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that.
Well, it was a different era.
Well,
Different era. You didn't go through the 70s.
It was a lot of people in the 70s that wore it like this, Doc, that I knew.
I know it.
You know,
we're proud of it.
Some of my best friends and my brothers, and they kind of made me realize what not to do.
Yeah.
You know? So whenever I looked at the hair,
I think you would have rode with us pretty well.
I just had to have a little shorter haircut. That's all. You know? I grew up in Louisiana, brother. It's too damn hot down there for all that hair.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure you had it. Bell bottoms, and platform shoes and whole 9 yards.
I just sent you a picture, Doc.
Wait, what? With the Jerry curl?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. No, I got a couple, but see, I'm not going to do that.
Oh man, that's cool. I was exalting of the swamp. I'm standing in the swamp with some hip boots on.
Yeah, I seen that.
And look at the hair. It's just a little higher than now, but it's way lower than Doc's. Doc, listen here. I gave a comparison to Jeff this morning, and I think anybody listen to this probably never heard no comparison like this. He was telling me about a concert he saw on TV. Not on TV, but what was on? Jeff?
On the Kendrick Lamar
concert, where he had all different sets of gang members and everybody coming to his concert and performing on stage and this, that, and the other. And he said, sometimes you got to step out there. And I kind of compared Dan Quinn to this, because when I think everybody got excited about Ben Johnson, I was calling him, he was the Drake, the popular dude. Everybody just wanted him out. But the guy that can go work inside to make things better, that you get all these coaches with this level of experience and these former players that are damn good coaches on top of it. I think Dan Quinn was the Kendrick Lamar of this thing, where he's pulling people together from different backgrounds that are quasi-experts at certain positions, to where now we got this leading our football team, which I think is going to put them in a better position than we had if I think we had brought in Ben Johnson. Yeah, people say he's going to be the best one. And people say he can do this, that, and the other, but we wouldn't know that, But I think these groups that are around this coaching staff here now, we've seen them do a lot of stuff, a lot of good things. And yes, they're coming together right now, but it's more experience on this one than I think would have been on another coaching staff. And I think we need an experienced staff to get the best out of this team.
A lot of guys that work under dominant figures, it happened with Coach Gibbs. A lot of his people that went out without him failed miserably.
Yeah.
That happened with Belichick's people. Dan Quinn has given guys opportunities that others failed to do. We know that. This Willie Mays story and what we've been honoring with Willie. A lot of guys just need – Joe Witt Jr. is a perfect example. This guy's been that good for a long time, but nobody gave him an opportunity. That's what Dan has done. He's a people person. He's not afraid of minorities. And that's the other thing about it. That's the thing people don't want to discuss openly. There are a lot of people that are fearful of a lot of their own coworkers. He's not one of them. So this staff right now in Detroit started. Let's get the leader. The hell with the coordinator. Their coach that a lot of us mocked. A lot of us thought, well, maybe this guy's different. Yeah, he is different.
They thought he was a bald
Thank
head.
God he's different. Thank God he's the meathead.
Yeah,
you know
he's way smarter than what he let you believe.
Damn right.
And I
So is
think
Dan.
that's the ultimate thing you have to do. And I think Dan is the same way. And we look forward to seeing some greater things. But we're going to take a break here when we get back. 11 o'clock, we're going to jump into the Commanders' practices. All right, we figured out now they're going to have 17 days of practice. And they're going to open up it for the fans maybe 7 times. Some people may be upset about that. I don't think you should be. We'll discuss it when we get back. BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. Brian Mitchell here, rolling with my man, Doc Walker. Back in a minute. Like BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. We off early today. We have a Nats game coming up at 105. The Diamondbacks are here in D.C. to take on the Nationals. So Doc and I will be getting out of here around 12:40. And Doc, when I'm getting off early, I normally go play golf. And I basically was just telling Landfill and Jeff what I was doing today. And Jeff said he's feels a little some kind of way because I didn't invite him into the foursome to go play. But he said his skill level has gotten better. But compared to where his skill level was before, getting better doesn't mean much. so I don't think he hasn't got better in a sense to where I'm going to recognize it. So, I can't, Jeff, you my little pro. I love you, bro. I don't want you to be embarrassed.
Jeff's got the visualization down. Man.
He say he don't get embarrassed, but we were playing golf last time I played golf with Jeff. We went to Haynes Point.
Yeah.
We got to like the 7th hole. He was talking about how his side was hurting. Anybody out there ever play golf and your side hurt?
Hold on. We did not get to the 7th hole.
We were in the 7th hole when you said it.
It was more like the 16th.
No,
I said no.
The first time you said it was
tight.
your 7th. Yeah, because you were swinging so damn hard, missing the ball and everything else. So that happens sometimes.
I can't help it. That I just automatically crank everything I swing.
But there were a couple times
is.
you cranked it and you swung full spin, and the ball was still on the tee.
Corkscrew.
Yeah, he didn't touch it. But before we went to break,
I've done that. Jeff, don't feel bad.
Hey, Doc
Jeff
hit it a long way. Just sometimes it's the wrong way. Doc be like, boy, I killed it. He'd be a whole fairway over. But before we went to break, I was talking about the Commanders and practices. So they're going to have 7 practices open to the fans. There's a total of 17. So, I like to give percentages. And I said they're allowing the fans to see 41%, round it up, 41% of the practices. I think that's a lot. And I think that's enough. I know fans would want to be there every day, but you know what? You can't be there every day. Still in this day and age where the media cannot film certain portions of practice. Kind of hard to tell all those fans that kind of send stuff out. And I think a lot of time when you send stuff out, you send out the wrong context. But I think those 7 days of practice are going to be good. And I think I would say to people, if you in the lottery or whatever you have to do to try to find a way to get you some tickets, go and check it out. Because I for one, I'm going to say over the years, I would hear how well they were practicing, how intense they were practicing, and I would go out specifically to see if it was true. Then I realized that the people were telling me how hard they were practicing didn't know what a hard practice is. And I'm not saying they got to go back to bull in the ring and all the craziness. I just think the intensity has to be picked up. And they don't wear pads as much as we did. And I understand it. But I think still you have to get to a level of practice, a level of intensity to make sure you're ready to go. Because when you put on those pads, you better damn well be in enough shape to be able to go to the next level. Because if you're not ready, you can be embarrassed and you get hurt. And I think we are now noticing there's a lot every year. First real preseason game or whatever, injuries pop up because people hadn't been going hard enough. And I just believe in making yourself go hard enough to be able to get ready for a full season. I don't believe that happened in the previous years. And I think now it's going to happen because like what I said, Doc, we saw them in OTAs giving me more intensity than they gave me in training camp. It doesn't guarantee anything, but you know what? It get them a better damn chance. And I'm looking forward to it. And I think when fans go out there, remember I said this, I think you'll see a little more intensity and the tempo is way up than what it used to be.
Dan Campbell, head coach of the Lions.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at one of the statements he made, he was pleading to his team that he didn't want to do this, but he had to do it to help them.
Yeah.
That they had to have more contact. And he was pleading with them, telling them that how much he loved them.
Yeah.
But that love means I got to show you the right way to do it. It's almost like child rearing. You know what you took your girls through and your son. That's your best teaching is with the people you love the most.
Yeah.
And the worst thing you can do is ill prepare them for life. And we saw teams that were ill prepared for the battle.
Yeah.
And it's a sin because the leadership was garbage.
People do what you allow them to do. I'll tell you a story. I was like 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been telling my dad since I was 5, 6, I wanted to be a football player.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandmother lived about 1.5 miles, close to 2 miles from us.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom needed me to go get something from my grandmother. So I said, I'm going to take the bike. You know, that's what you do. You jump on the levee, you ride your bike, go get the stuff, come on back. He said, nah, how about you jog down there? I'm 9 years old. And my mom is like, no, you're not going to make my baby go. He said, but your baby say he wants to be a professional football player. And I'm not going to wait until he gets to that age to start training. I'm going to train him right now. So I ran to my grandmother, picked up the little stuff for my mom, and I ran back home. I jogged back home. My grandmother say, your dad is that man crazy. Make sure you call me when you get home. So you know, at the rotary dial back in the day, I called my grandmother, said, I'm back home, grandma. She said, boy, that was fast. Say, well, your daddy.
You rotary or crank?
Rotary.
Did you hit the crank?
No, I had the rotary phone. And I ran back home. And I just look at that like, you know, some people would say that's child abuse. But you know what? It set my tone to when I got into the league to where I had young dudes to my man, why you going so hard? That's all I know. I don't know how to go another way. And I think when we look at a lot of players, they were going hard for what they had been told hard is. You know what I mean? Right now, I guarantee you they know it's way more intensity than it was the last 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
They have to know it. And the thing of it is when you get into the season, man, it's not get in shape now. It's you should be already in shape. You just now get to pristine shape at this point.
Well, you couldn't say it any better. It's and it's not just our team. There are a number of teams that are poorly operated. And we see it every year. And it's not piling on anybody. It's a fact. When you hire, it's a bad hire because the guy who hired him didn't know a damn thing about competitive athletics. All that's changed now. That's why it's uplifting. All you got to do is go to one practice and you can already tell that we're in a much better position. Now the players got to prove it. They got to stay healthy. And the rest of it, I just can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it happen.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. You know, I am anticipating and I am looking forward to this season.
Yeah.
As John Keim said earlier, none of us know what they're going to look like exactly.
Which is good.
But I believe they're putting the work in to where it's going to look different than what it used to look. We can't guarantee. I can't sit on these areas. I know people ask me every time you see me walking around, and I'll talk to anybody out there, man, what they going to be this year? How many games they going to win? I can't tell you that. But I can tell you that they are working to put themselves in a better position this year than they did in previous years to where I expect better, okay? I expect to see more. I expect to see them play better. I expect them to be more competitive. And that's all you can ask for in the NFL because whether we admit it or not, there's 53 people plus the extra practice squad people on every team, and the skill set is about the same. It's the preparation and intensity that they work with that makes one team better than the other, or the amount of mistakes that one team makes. If you make more mistakes, you're probably going to lose that game. And I just think ultimately I'm looking forward to seeing this, how it plays out, because I have a strange mindset that there are going to be some guys that we did not expect in previous years that's going to be a vital part to what's happening moving forward.
No, hey, man, nothing else needs to be said. Proof's in the pudding, and don't sleep on Tampa because they realize they got a guy that went through what we went through over there going against it, and they're not going to get caught off guard. I think we got an element of surprise going our way, but the excitement that this new group has brought here, ownership down through the players, it's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, we think about previous years where we would sit on these airwaves and you'd be doing shows and we would be talking about stuff that didn't have anything to do with winning football.
Yeah.
And then when we got into a lot of players, it was always about a lot of players that basically were me guys. This year, we're not talking about all that stuff. So that's a testament to the new ownership and how they handle stuff.
Yeah.
Then when we come into it, we start talking about players, we're hearing people give each other praise. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I don't, like when you watch the Boston Celtics the other night. Oh, man, you did a great. No, so-and-so did. It's like you're pointing to others because you see them putting in the work. That's what you're hearing now. We have veteran guys being amazed at how much Jaden Daniels puts in. You know, we got young guys who are in awe to be around Bobby Wagner. You know, you watch Austin Eckler, not huge in stature, but the way that dude has performed since he's been in the league, he's a big, like they say, big things come in small packages, what they call Hershey Kiss. He's a Hershey Kiss. The dude can play, you know? Yeah. And we've had a guy here since he's gotten into this league where Terry McLaurin, all he does is pin his ears back and does his job. So the chances we get to go out there, I would say I want everyone to please go into it with a mindset and a game plan, not just to, you see, they're in 7-on-7. No, they're in air, and they throw a deep pass, somebody catch it, and the whole crowd cheer. Nah, there ain't nothing to cheer about. If they playing catch, they're supposed to be catching the damn ball. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now they got a 7-on-7, and he has a big one, and he catches down the field, give him a little clap. But if the quarterback scats up the middle of the field, that's nothing to be happy about because 7-on-7, they don't have a pass rush. And they should be able to run up the field. You know, so if he runs for 40 yards, he's basically being asinine. We used to see that all the time with Rob. You know what I'm saying? And fans would be losing their minds. I'm like, man, you saw that? I'm like, yeah. I can put you out there right now. You can do the same thing. Because ain't nobody coming at you. So let's go into it with a game plan, understanding what we're looking for. And hopefully, I'm going to say it this year, this is my game plan, is to try and educate more about football and not just about fandom. Because if you know more, you would expect more. If you know more, you know when to cheer, what to cheer for and what not to cheer for. Like you said last week, if they want you to be happy that a first-round draft pick quarterback can play catch, you know, then something's wrong. So you shouldn't be happy about that.
No, but they'll be look, I just decided this, and again, I don't give a damn. Let the fantasy people live their fantasy life. I'd
rather educate the people that want to learn more.
Well, the hell with them. Let me tell you what, because they don't want to learn because they never been through the process. All I'm saying is that the people that really, truly want to learn, they'll listen. The other ones don't, whatever. Because the defense allows the offense to get through a practice. I mean, and they give you that. All I do is explain to you that the defense allows the drill to go through. Don't act like you beat somebody who allowed you to complete your pass.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. But if they want to stay stuck on stupid, live on it and die on it. We're going to be good with or without any of us because we have a structure now that's built on competition, not this hypothetical garbage about how flexible you are and you ain't good at nothing. These people are playing with and teaching with purpose. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait. Done.
Yeah, I think that competition level, like, you know, just competing against someone that if I put 2 8s out there, if one of them has to win, one of them have to go up to an 8-1 on up, maybe a 9.
That's right.
But if I put 2 8s out there and I already told, if I put a 7 in the 8 and I told the 7 you're the starter, what does the 8 do? The 8 normally drops down to a 7 or a 6-7 because he feels, well, that guy's better than me. That's the mental psyche. Win. See, that's the mental psyche that I don't think a lot of fans or even coaches understand. If that guy, all the people in the locker room are telling me I'm better than him, but you told him he's starting. I normally begin to follow what you say. And that guy who was better ends up being less. Because a lot of people aren't self-starters anymore. And I would suggest everybody, motivate yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you what you're about. If you're not starting and you feel you better, every day you make that dude that's competing against you step it up. And I believe this coaching staff would look at it. Some don't look at it. Some go, oh, I decided I wanted to start him. They don't want to look bad. They don't look like they made the wrong decision. But
That's
I
the
think
draft crap.
this coaching staff, they're going to want to see who's going to come out there every day ready to compete. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Dan Campbell several times. Yeah. That is why I started pulling for that team, because when I watched them in there, they were on TV every day in Hard Knocks, whatever it is, and the NFL watching it too, but he knew I got to get my team ready to play. I'll take whatever the hell they give me, but I'm not putting the team that I inherited on the field. I'm going to take what I inherited and making it something better, then I'll put them on the field.
That's right.
He knew exactly what he was trying to do.
Yep. Eagles do it. The Baltimore Ravens do it. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Seattle Seahawks. We already know who the people are. They don't mind it. They play a different brand of football, and we're about to enter that group.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. And listen, man, I'm not trying to sit up here and act like there are a lot of fans in this area who know exactly what they're looking for. But sometimes that's not the loud ones. And I think some of the loud ones don't have a damn clue, and they put the wrong information out, and they mess up stuff. And I don't want to see that anymore. But right now, caller number 10 to 1-800-636-1067. You get 2 tickets to Santana and Accountant Crows Won This Tour 2024. Thursday, June 20th at Jiffy Lube Live. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets and more event information, visit thefandc.com/events, courtesy of Live Nation. That's caller number 10 right now, 800-636-1067. We're going to take us a quick break here, and we have a Game 6 going on in Edmonton. Oh, yeah. We got Steve Wino joining us. We're going to find out from Wino exactly how did we get here and how can the Oilers push this thing to a Game 7. BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan, rolling with Doc Walker today. We'll be right back. the Panthers from Florida were leading the Edmonton Oilers. And everyone felt that if they could get one, or they may not because the Panthers were playing just that good. All of a sudden now it sits at 3-2. And they are playing tomorrow night in Edmonton, and the Oilers have a chance to tie it up and force a Game 7. At one point, I would swear, I did not think this would happen. I think Florida was playing too well. But as we sit here, Doc, we had Alan May the other day tell us that the first team to 2 goals would probably win. And Edmonton got to 2 goals. But then all of a sudden, the Panthers started coming back, but Edmonton had enough to finish it out, and they ended up getting Game 5. Now they're playing Game 6 in Edmonton. And I don't know if Kate's going to be there or not. That's her name again, Landfill? Kate? Yeah. Kate will be there. But if she is, I think Kate is going to go right back to doing what she did previously and get it going. So what do you think, Doc? You think they could get to a Game 7?
I think it's about the stars and McDavid. And this dude is the best I've ever seen moving with a puck in traffic. And now he's scoring the goal. It was like he wasn't being able to put the biscuit in the basket. Now he's doing that as well. He was assisting. He had everything going but scoring. Now he's scoring. It's streaks, man.
Yeah.
And it's like momentum. Thank goodness he's given us in the business a little more to work with. And I just love it, man. They had a great atmosphere, as Alan shared with us. It's just a great arena and a great atmosphere for hockey. And I can't wait to see the puck drop.
But the one thing I see in hockey, man, whether it's you're up 3-0 or you're up 2-0 or 3-0 in a game, just to score, they come back so quickly, man. And you saw Edmonton go up there tonight. Then all of a sudden, Florida started to skate, man. And they were there, right? Like chomping at the bit, and you think, oh, man, what's going to happen here? Then, boom, Edmonton will get another goal and give themselves a little bit more leeway. But boom, here come the Panthers again. But they were determined, and it makes you wonder what the hell was happening in the first 3 games.
Well, it's that puck. Well, it's net minded, number one. If your goalie is impenetrable, that gives you an advantage. It also is that post. How many pucks hit the post?
Yeah.
The margin of this, it's an inch or two, man. So we're just lucky to be able to watch it and not have some team be swept, because I want 6 or 7 games. I want to feel this and have no horse in the race. Just want to be able to feel it and not have a horse in the race.
Early on, I'm like you. I don't think that if you get to the finals, nobody should be swept.
No way.
But then if a team is that good and they just end up sweeping, they make less mistakes than you, and they get there, you just have to tip your hat to them. But after I saw Boston finish up Game 5, I was like, I need this hockey series to go a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because listen, man, I know people think we can just walk in here and talk about anything, set up anything we want. No. It's hard to talk about stuff when some of the major sports aren't being played. And baseball is a lot of damn games. Let me just be honest with you. You're trying to wait for baseball to, get to the point where now you have fewer teams where you can focus on it, because it's a game every day. And I'm talking about multiple. You can't follow all that.
And the College World Series has helped.
Yeah.
There have been some epic games there. And let's not discount that. It's been awesome as well. But I just think it's a sin to be swept in championship competition. And we almost had 2 goose eggs. And thank goodness it didn't happen in hockey. And I'm going to live with that. Even, Tank gave a surprise fight sliding in there. There have been some USF competition. It's been okay. But, man, we want thrills, man. We want to take it down to the brink. We want to see it at its highest level. That's what makes all this worth it.
Alan was talking about McDavid, so I decided to watch him a little bit. The dude seems like he's gliding and everybody else is working.
Yeah, like Gretzky.
He is unbelievable. I think it was one of the goals he scored from the side. I still don't know how the hell he got in there.
With the puck. On ice.
I'm just
on
saying,
blades.
I don't know how the hell he hit it from that angle.
Yeah.
And then you watch them. The dudes that are the toughest to me are the guys that get right in front of the net. They crash the net and they stand right there in front of the goalie.
That's right.
And his guys are firing pucks off of him, not past him. I think the first or second goal, it went off the side of the hip of the player that was sitting there. I forgot the name, but it went right into the net off of his body. And he didn't shoot it softly. He fired it in there. So when we start talking about toughness and things, and they the question I ask, people all football making it tougher, making it softer, making it easier, whatever. Hockey still is as dangerous as it was 15, 20 years ago.
Yep.
And they go
just
for
imagine
it. Man.
They played it without helmets.
Yeah, I
mean, dude, it is. We don't have to overhype it. I just say people give it a chance. Yeah. If you watch it, and if there's any dog in you, then it'll be brought out. If you don't like it, it's okay, but you're not built for it.
Hey.
This is amazing. Anybody that's not scheduling this as appointment viewing, I don't know why you're listening right now.
Huh.
Because, man, and give Rooster credit, man. And I mean, he was doing this, beating that drum, and he's absolutely right, man. This is epic. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah, you can't, man. I mean, the excitement gonna be great tomorrow night and all. But I tell people, when I went to my first hockey game in person, okay, and I would watch it on TV sometimes, and I'm like, because when you didn't have the very good TV like we have today, you couldn't follow the damn puck.
You couldn't even.
But I went to the first one in person. I'm like, oh wow, this stuff is damn good in person.
Game changer.
I fell in love with it because, like I said, it's football at a higher speed. Mm-hmm. They are moving faster than people are running on those damn blades. And to be able to stop and start and go the other direction, watching Ovi as he's a middle linebacker, 6'3", 238 pounds. That's a middle linebacker.
Fullback, yeah.
Watching that dude go full speed and stop, boom, and go the other way, I was thoroughly amazed. And I love the sport, but I need to see. I want to see a Game 7. Seriously. And whatever happens at that point, it happens.
Yeah.
We'll
see. The Panthers, they're going to really have to be on their P's and Q's, man. It's going to be really fun. And I
if
really
they
do
go
like
back
that.
to Tampa, do you think it's too much pressure on them being up 3-0? Then all of a sudden, you watch Edmonton come back 3 in a row, and they force a Game 7. If they get back, will that pressure be too much? Or will they say we'll handle that tomorrow night?
Yeah. I think what Coach said was right. Look, they earned the position they're in. Now they just got to keep believing in that and do all those things that we've heard over and over.
Mm-hmm.
It's those little things. What you would hate to do is create a penalty. The goals you give up, penalty in a penalty killing situation is what blows my mind. Shorthanded goals, you give those up. That blows my mind. There's been about 4 of them.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't want to give away odd man advantages. So you just want to be smart. Because if you do and put your team at a disadvantage, that's on you. You may not be able to overcome it.
Yeah, you look at some of the things like the early in the game, the Panthers have an advantage, and it wasn't 10, 15 seconds. One of their players did something stupid. Now he's in the box. Now you got 4-4. And they went and got a goal on you. He had to be. Yeah. He had to want to shoot himself. To be totally honest with you.
Yeah, opening up that ice for a guy like McDavid, that's bad news, brother. It's like Ovi. We so used to seeing Ovi, and you don't realize this dude is still a fullback.
Yeah.
With that kind of athleticism, and he will knock you out. I love him because he's so aggressive as a goal scorer. No, dude, it's going to be fun. You have to light one up tonight for this one.
No, tomorrow night. Friday.
I mean, tomorrow night.
Yeah. I may. I'm going to have to do a Doc Walker. All right, let's take a quick break here. We get back. And remember, at 12 o'clock, we have Bleep You Thursday, so get your fingers ready. Start calling in and let us know who has ailed you and what you want to say to them. At 12:30, we have Heard It Here First. Remember, today we have a preemptive show. We'll be getting off early around 12:40. The Diamondbacks here for the take on the Nationals at 105. And remember, the BMitch and Finlay show is brought to you by Rude HVAC Equipment. Head over to rude.com to find your contractor near you and available tax credits and rebates. That's RUUD. And remember, if it ain't rude, it ain't right. We'll be right back. BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. BMitch and Finlay Show is brought to you by Rude HVAC Equipment. Head over to rude.com to find your contractor near you and available tax credits and rebates. That's RUUD. And remember, if it ain't rude, it ain't right. So when you have the great one coming on, like Steve Wino, you got to play the great one, Michael Jackson, for him. You have our AP writer who's going to talk to us a little bit about this series at 5. It's sitting at 3-2 right now and is back in Edmonton. Steve, how did we get here? And how can Edmonton push this thing to a Game 7?
Well, BMitch, I appreciate that. That's my karaoke song, so thank you for playing that.
Oh, really?
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, Billie Jean is my karaoke song. No, it's been a strange series. It really weird. The Panthers going up 3-0, really winning 3 games where in a sport where a goaltender can dominate. Sergei Bobrovsky was the best player on the ice in Game 1, and they won. And they probably were not the better team in 2 of the first 3 games, but they go up 3-0, and no team only 4 teams in NHL history, 3 teams in NHL history have ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in any series, and only once in the final, and that was in 1942. But the Oilers, to their credit, were like, we've been playing well. This is a series that it didn't feel to them like they deserved to be down 3-0, and maybe they sounded a little bit delusional, but there's this guy, number 97 in Edmonton, Connor McDavid, who I think is the most talented player we're ever going to see in our lifetimes, and deserves to be up there in Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux conversation for the greatest player in the sport of all time. And he has taken over. No other players had 4 points in back-to-back games in the Stanley Cup Final until Connor McDavid the past couple of games. And here we are, with these teams going back and forth between South Florida and Edmonton, and Game 6 tomorrow night, and this crowd's going to be insane in this town.
When you watch him, McDavid, we know how good he is. You talk about the greatness and who he should be compared to. Does he sometimes wait for the game to come to him too much rather than just going forcing his will on people?
No, I don't think so. And credit Alexander Barkov, who's the Panthers captain, would be the first guy from Finland to be the captain of the Stanley Cup winning team. Was a Selke Trophy winner, as the best defensive forward in the NHL this past season. For doing a good job of at least containing Connor McDavid for the first 2 or 3 games of the series, and doing a really good job of defending against him, and the Panthers for game planning against him. But it's just so hard in hockey for one player to have that, usually for one player to have that sort of impact to take over a game, when the most you're going to play as a forward is probably 20 minutes of a game, a third of a game, right? Like, you can't do what LeBron can do. You can't do what Patrick Mahomes can do and take over a game. But man, he's just been spectacular the last 2 games. 4 points back to back, a goal and 3 assists in Game 4 when they're to avoid a sweep. 2 goals, 2 assists, including the empty netter to seal it in Game 5 to send us all the way back from South Florida to Alberta. And it's not that he waits, it's that he just rises to the moment so much that obviously the Oilers would have loved to see that sort of production in Games 1 and 2, and he was a monster in Game 1. He did everything right except score, and Sergei Bobrovsky just couldn't beat him. And every other thing he did, there have been games you watched with Connor McDavid and say he did everything right but score. He made 5 or 6 plays you've never seen anyone make in their lives and didn't score, and that's what he's been like in the series.
You see Tkachuk saving that puck, the empty net deal. I get the biggest kick out of that. And then he goes and what you think is going to be a shot that we're going to talk about forever. He's the counterpart for this. And now we're looking, he's been playing outstanding as well. But these 2 aces, but yet it's going to be the guys between those pipes that define this. I mean, how much better can this get? Yeah,
and Matthew Tkachuk was my colleague in South Florida and I were talking about this yesterday. David was the best player on the ice in Game 5, and Matthew Tkachuk was probably a distant second. And then there was a really, really long distance to the next best player. He was. We discussed a lot about how Matthew Tkachuk was a little quiet in the series. This is a guy who played with a broken sternum last year in the final, trying to get the Panthers back in a series against the Vegas Golden Knights. Well, obviously, the Capitals beat the final in 2018. And it felt like this was just Florida's series to have. But the goaltending is going to matter. And Eddie Lack, who's a retired goaltender, said that Stuart Skinner of Edmonton was going to need to steal a game for the Oilers to keep the series going, because Sergei Bobrovsky is terrific. And he's a 2-time Vezina Trophy winner. He's at the top of his game now at 34, 35 years old. And so this has been a showcase for him until he got lit up for 5 goals on 16 shots in Game 4, and the Oilers avoided the sweep, and they sent the series back to Florida and all that. But yeah, it easily Sergei Bobrovsky could have one of those sort of games. Like, just call him Bob. You could have a Bob game in Game 6, and the Florida Panthers get to lift the Stanley Cup.
How much pressure jumps into the lap of the Panthers if they don't get this Game 6?
I mean, there's already Mitch, pressure on this team just from not closing it out in a sweep, not closing it out on home ice. It's starting to build, but we've seen this before. This is a long time ago, more than a decade ago. In 2012, the LA Kings were just a buzzsaw through the playoffs. They get to the Cup Final. They are up 3-0, and they get distracted just by all the trappings of winning a championship and this sport like this, where you're trying to get your family there, you're trying to get tickets, you're worried about what order you're handing the Stanley Cup out in, and all these sort of things, and you get tight. And they lost a couple of games, and then they went back to LA for Game 6, and they won, and they finished it off. But yeah, there's already pressure on this team now, just knowing how good Connor McDavid is, now knowing that you're facing a team. The Edmonton Oilers won 16 games in a row at one point this season, and that they're able to string wins together. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. It's certainly hard to beat a team 4 times in a row when you reach this stage of the playoffs. But Game 7 on home ice, and I stayed in Edmonton for a game during Game 5 to away to Game 6. But everyone I talked to was in the building in Game 5. So there was a nervous energy in the building starting that game, and we felt that in Washington for so many years before the Capitals won the Cup, of just what it's like for that crowd for a potential Game 5, Game 6, Game 7 of a series where just the crowd is tight, the team is tight. I can't even imagine how nervous the place is going to be for Game 7.
Racketing this thing up to making it as physical as possible. Who gains an advantage on that one, on that end?
That's Florida, really. And the Panthers do a better job of playing that sort of game than the Oilers do. And the Oilers have a few guys. Corey Perry, who's in the final for the 4th time in 5 years, won a Stanley Cup with Anaheim in 2007. He can do it. Evander Kane is a guy that they've had in the lineup. He's been playing through a sports hernia, been scratched the past few games because he's just not himself. But that's not what the Oilers want. They don't want a physical sort of beat-em-up style of game. They would love to go end-to-end, rush chances, offensive sort of game. The Panthers would very gladly take a physical sort of situation because they just have more guys who play that style of game. But the Oilers have shown, and Connor McDavid even showed, getting into the mix the other night, that he's not afraid of doing some of that rough stuff after the whistles too.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, tell us one thing we need to pay attention to know who has the momentum when that game starts.
Yeah, just watch the first 5 minutes of the game, and even the other night, BMitch, the Panthers had such a push, knowing the Stanley Cup is in the building, and came out right from the time the puck dropped. We're just all on the Edmonton Oilers. And Stuart Skinner was there to stop them and made a few big saves early that if they score in the first 3 or 4 minutes of that game, they probably win a championship that night. And we're not even talking right now. The series is over and all of that. I think the first 5 minutes are crucial because same thing, like as much as the momentum of the series belongs to the Oilers because they won the past 2 games, the Panthers still are up 3-2. And I think the message in that room is going to be that, hey, this is our another chance to win a championship, to fulfill a lifelong dream. The first 5 minutes are going to be crucial to that game. And this crowd is just going to be absolutely nuts. And I don't know if you can feel it through a television, but being in that building, even for Game 4, when this series is 3-0, you think the crowd's going to be a little reserved, a little resigned to a fate of, yeah, our team's probably going to lose this series. There's nothing of that right now. Like this town, you couldn't. There were 30 people deep lines out of every establishment downtown the other night after the game when they went up, when they basically went down 3-1 in the series. They won a game to be down 3-1 in the series. The first 5 minutes and how much the crowd has an impact in the game so have a huge difference in how this goes.
All right, man. Well, Steve, man, we appreciate you giving us some time, brother. Thank you very much.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
All right, that's Steve Wino joining us here on the BMitch and Finlay Show. We're going to take us a quick break here. We'll be back. Everyone, start giving us a call right now. We know that someone has ailed you. Somebody has rubbed you wrong. So now you get a chance to let them know how you feel. Bleep You Thursdays comes up next. 800-636-1067. And that's some. All right, BMitch and Finlay, 106.7 The Fan. We come to that time where every week we give you an opportunity to get some stuff off your chest. People do different things to you. They upset you. They cut you off in traffic. They flip you the bird, anything. And you get a chance to answer to them. So let's get right to them. 800-636-1067. Who we have, Landfill?
Charlie in College Park.
Charlie, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Good morning. It's great to talk with two champions at the same time.
Appreciate you, brother.
Charlie.
And the following will prove to Landfill that I am not just a pretty face. Are you ready?
All right, let's go.
This is called Bleep to You, Father Time. Undefeated as Father Time. I'll do this bleep in prose and rhyme. I've lived in the second golden age of sport. But my heroes are going. I'm here to report. Will Chamberlain, Red Auerbach, John Havlicek, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Henry Aaron, Muhammad Ali, Ralph Boston, Bob Richards, Wilma Rudolph, Gordie Howe, Bobby Hull, Yogi Berra, Jackie Robinson, Bob Gibson, Vida Blue, Satchel Paige, Willie Mays, God bless him, Tom Seaver, Ted Williams, Jerry West, Jim Otto, O.J. Simpson, Bill Walton, Willis Reed. This age of sport was bittersweet. To watch them was such a treat. If it's alive, it dies. I saw them reach for the prize. Althea Gibson, Sam Huff, Arnold Palmer, John Unitas, Pat Summerall, John Madden, Red Barber, Bobby Knight, Tank McClinton, Reggie White, Kenny Stabler. So bleep you, Father Time. You gave and took these greats sublime.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Charlie.
All right, Charlie.
I didn't
Good
know
work.
Charlie had that rhyme in him, brother.
Oh, yeah, he got a little
Little rough there.
rhyme with him. Yeah.
All right, let's continue on. Who we got next, Landfill?
Damon in Oxon Hill.
Damon, what's up, brother? What you have for us?
Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen. First off, and second, for Charlie, that was hot.
Yep.
I called in. All right, first, man, y'all didn't have a Bleep You segment last week, and I was prepared for something then. So first off, I want to say Bleep You to the MLB scheduling committee for scheduling the Nationals Tigers game for y'all to get off the air early to miss last week's segment. Second, Bleep You to the Nationals because y'all lost to them Bama Detroit Tigers 7-2. And third, which is my original Bleep You to the lady from that customer of ours that you know who you are. You called on me and lied to my boss and told him I was rude and disrespectful to you when all I did was accommodate your request with a smile. Bleep You, lady. You know who you are.
All right, man.
Thank y'all, gentlemen, for taking my call.
Appreciate your call, man.
Got it.
Did he bleep the Major League Baseball for allowing us to get off early? I'm going to have to tell him, bleep him, man. We got to get off early sometimes, too. We just moved it up today. All right, who we got next, Landfill?
Jarrah.
Uh-oh. Jarrah, what's up, brother?
Hey, Brian Mitchell and the Honorable Doc Walker. Hey, listen, I don't know who this person is, this little kid is. I don't know nothing about him. But blank you to the little bastard that gets on there and says, do you know kids eat free? We get a free hot dog, a free fruit cup, and a free bottle of water. Hey, listen, you little dumb bastard. You've been eating free your entire life. I got so damn mad listening to that little bastard. I looked over at Steven, and if I didn't have my damn belt on, I had suspenders, I was going to bust his old fat ass because he's eating a lot free. He's a damn freeloader. So, hey, listen, to that little kid, kiss Jarrah's ass with that free. Hey, listen, I got to go. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, Jarrah.
What commercial is he talking about, Landfill? What commercial is he talking about? You never heard it? I've never heard that commercial. You, Doc?
No, I haven't. But it must be something in Dallas. Only runs in Dallas.
All right, we're going to continue on. We got some more Bleep Use. 800-636-1067. Who we got, Landfill?
Wayne and Bowie.
What up, Wayne?
Hey, when you gonna take it to the house? Open that restaurant. And Doc, I worked with a young lady who was with Long and Foster years ago. And I just want to tell you guys I appreciate you. But I want to bleep two people. One, Ron Rivera, for 4 years of misery, had me on life support because you didn't do what you promised. Guys, wait a minute. And then bleep Jack Del Rio for bringing Trump into the locker room What Trump got to do with football? Keep your political affiliations to yourself. Bleep both of y'all. I'm out, BMitch. I'm standing in front of the building.
All right, man.
Take it to the house.
All right,
Take
baby.
it to the house,
Got
BMitch.
you. You've been wanting me to do that at that restaurant for a long time. The problem, I haven't done one because too many people are taking stuff to the house from the restaurant.
That's right. No, stick with the food truck.
Yeah, that's the problem
right.
right there. But let's move on. Who we have next, Lenny?
Rick on the route.
Uh-oh. Rick, what's up, brother?
BMitch.
What up, brother?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
What's up, Rick?
We good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks. I want to bleep myself for betting on the father-ducking Dallas Mavericks. And I did that before I even heard what you had to say, BMitch. So that's my fault. So I'm bleeping myself because I lost some bread on that because I thought these guys had what it take after going through Minnesota with that defense and everything else. And was I wrong? So I'm bleeping myself for betting on the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm not betting on no Dallas team ever again. That's my fault.
All right, man.
Good for you.
Hey, there you go. Sometimes you gotta just tell yourself that, hey, man, you messed up, you screwed up, and I'm cool with that. Doc, you gotta bleep you, man. Anybody bleep you? You want to bleep?
I mean, I need to think a little bit more because I love the creativity about this. We had a lot of guys calling over the weekend and said they were going to call in to bleep, and so I'm kind of waiting on that.
All right, well, Jeff, Landfill, anybody got something they want to do over there in the fishbowl?
I actually do, man.
Who you want to bleep?
I want to bleep parking enforcement because there is no way. They know people live around here and they know people come here every day to work. Why are they charging us for game time fees as far as parking 4 hours before the game?
Hey, man.
Why is it 9 o'clock?
They can.
Yeah, bleep them.
They can, man.
You at least wait for an hour. 4 hours?
Yeah,
4 hours?
That's true.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they take advantage of it. They do milk that. They milk
because I'll be honest with you. They do it for this reason. When I was coming in this morning, it was a guy trying to get into the garage. It was 9-something. That dude know the game is not starting no time soon, but he was trying to get in here so he could get that little cheaper one. And that's what they know people do. So, hey, they're not going to start getting you early because they want to get everything early.
We got to work something out. Like, it got to be like a special pass on the window or something.
If you are a monthly user, you can just go in there and you don't have to pay no more money.
And I especially think whoever Benitez is, oh, man, they got a vengeance out on me.
Wait. So Benitez he know your car there all the time. He know you doing stuff, Jeff.
Bro, but the thing is,
see, this is the thing.
It's wishy-washy.
I really, really like you, Jeff. How many times you been to the court for parking tickets?
Once.
Dozen.
No, 2 times for sure. And they let you off. It's coming back to get you.
No, see, the
chicken's coming home to roost.
See, the thing is, it be messed up because you can only park a max 2 hours. And just my luck, I always get the 2 hours where you got to wait like 15 minutes to renew your 2 hours. And they come in that 15 minutes. And I'd be like, yo.
Yeah, by design. Now that is, because that's gotten me too.
But Jeff, but
they
Doc,
make a
you know what?
fortune off
I'm with Jeff on most of his little stuff, but Jeff, we've been doing this show together. How long, Jeff?
What, 2 years now?
And since the day he walked in, till today, he's always complained about parking.
Cause man, it's not right. Oh, and also I want to bleep the people in this building because how do you have the right, knowing everybody working this building, they take the time to block off the entire block for conferences that happens later on in the day?
Because they can.
And they can piss me off too, Doc, and that's what they're doing. Because that's bad, dude. Like,
no, I feel
I see somebody online right now, parking enforcement. It's saying, bleep you, Jeff. Stop breaking the rule.
hey, parking enforcement. You know what? We just gonna leave it right there. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
We're gonna check on my car.
Man. Let's go to the next person.
Oh, yeah, Brandon Waldorf.
Brandon Waldorf, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen?
Good,
I'd like to send a very special passionate bleep you to the voters who hasn't voted Brian Mitchell, Gary Clark, Joe Jacoby, or London Fletcher to the Hall of Fame.
I
All right, man.
Bleep you
Appreciate
from the
that.
bottom of my heart.
All right. Y'all can do it. I can't do it. I got to be nice until you finally get it right.
Watch what happens now that you have respectable people in the ownership capacity, and then you start getting those wins up. It's going to change the whole perception, and I think you're going to get more respect in New York because right now they look at you as a joke.
All right, let's go to Rev T. I know he got a lot of people probably to bleep. What's up, Rev? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, hey, listen here, man. You damn right I got a whole lot of people to bleep. How you doing, Doc? You know I love you so much. You too, Jeff and Landfield with the Central Field and my 106.7 The Fan family. But bleep all y'all Bammers on a Friday. Let's go. First of all,
today Thursday, bro.
Well, same damn thing. You know, BMitch, I'm off today. This is my Friday. Why you go through this all the time? And it's after 12. You know how to smoke one to start drinking Hennessy. You a Bama, bleep you. Let's go. Bleep them Bammers who tried to send mama home last night from the hospital at 6 o'clock last night. Oh, they had a handful for my mama. And guess what? She's still in today. So bleep you to them Bammers at the hospital, but thank you for still taking care of my mama. Let's go. And then let's BMitch, you know I love you, but I got to bleep them Bammers and the Commanders at them ticket people. They keep calling me, telling me they set me free, but I ain't heard nothing from nobody, and it's been about 2 weeks, so bleep them Bammers. But hold on. I really want to bleep these Bammers that be driving in the damn left lane on 95, and they be doing 55, and you know damn well you do about 60, 75, 80 in that lane, and they just be driving slow, making you think it's a whole bunch of traffic up in front of them. And as soon as you get around them Bammers, it don't be nothing in front of them. So bleep you Bammers, driving the damn right lane. But anyway, y'all know who this is, and I ain't never short to bleep somebody, especially some damn piglets. The people's hype, man. Did I just say that? Red C.A. Dog, K9. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That boy legit, man.
He is seriously crazy. I'm just saying that to you. Any more, Landfield? You don't have a bleep you today, Landfield?
Nah, B, as always, I'm very happy, so I have no bleep yous.
Oh, wait. I'm going to bleep you for lying. You're never happy. You always don't like everything.
No, I'm happy as hell.
Today?
Yeah.
But you normally not.
No, normally I'm pumped.
Okay, then.
I mean, JP's not here. What's there to be upset about?
Oh, man.
What do you think JP's doing right now?
Probably, I don't have a clue. Probably driving back. I don't know.
Okay.
Complaining about something.
Yeah, that's what he's probably doing, complaining. He has a doctorate in complaining. All right, well, that was another one, a rousing bleep you. We get different people calling in about different things. And I would have to say, Charlie, that was a well put together poem, and also bleep you to Father Time, because it takes a lot of great people, but I say those people live great lives, and we can learn from theirs, and we have to keep trying to carry on what they've taught us. But hey, it's Brian Mitchell here. Are you tired of those lackluster cooling systems? Well, it's time to switch to Ruud and feel the difference. Thanks to the IRA Act, you can score up to $2,000 in tax credits on select heat pump systems. And Maryland residents, there's exclusive rebates from Ruud just for you. Personally, I've upgraded to 3 Ruud 18-series inverter heat pumps to stay cool at my house. Ruud keeps me comfortable whether I'm chilling at home or hosting game day parties. So beat the heat this season and visit Ruud.com. That's RUUD.com to see why they're the MVP of cooling. And remember, if it ain't Ruud, it ain't right.